Quads, and welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at the Sequre SI012 Pro Max soldering iron. Housekeeping first, this was sent to me by Sequre. It did not cost me anything, however they have no editorial control over the content. I was not paid anything for it, and they will not see the video before it is published. All thoughts, views and expressions within this video are entirely my own. I have absolutely no talking points to hit. They sent me an email and they said, "Yo Quads, you're the coolest YouTuber on the planet. Would you like a soldering iron?" And as I like to crash and break things, I said, "Yes, please." And then they said, "We know that you like to crash and break things, so would you also like a flight controller and ESC?" So I said, "I'd like to crash, so yes, thank you." So that's where we're at. That's the collaboration that I've got with Sequre going on. There will be a video coming up in the future of the Sequre flight controller, ESC and GPS combo all in one in a build. So you can buy all three of them off the shelf, fit them into a drone, and away you go. However, today we are talking the soldering iron because it is the middle of June in the UK. Well, it's the middle of June in the whole world, but it's the middle of June, and in the UK it is cold. I actually have, please don't tell anybody because they're going to think I'm a millionaire, but I actually have my heating on today. It's that cold in the UK. So I figured, what better thing to do than repair a drone that I've crashed into a tree? So the Speedy Bee Mario, which I've not done the review of yet because I slammed it into a tree at full speed, has a bit of an issue with what appears to be one of the wires. When I fly it now, I'm getting really bad battery life, which to me says I've probably shorted out slightly the motor wires, the way it caught into the tree, and it looks like that is probably the case. Now I do have a desktop soldering iron and I could just fix it with that, but since Sequre decided to send me this, I thought I will use this and test how easy it is. So right out of the box, the S12 Pro Max has an impressive look and solid construction. It has the coolest looking soldering iron case I've ever seen in my entire life, and when you plug it in, not only does it play you a nice tune, but it also looks like a Christmas tree. It actually looks like something I could just strap to the side of a drone and use its LEDs, because it's just super cool. You're never going to forget that you've left it plugged in, which I may have done with soldering irons in the past. Now, under the hood, the soldering iron utilises Sequire's pro-grade heating element, which can reach scorching temperatures of 900 degrees Fahrenheit or 480 degrees Celsius almost instantaneously. And that is true, because as I was filming this review video, I decided, like a monkey, just to start pressing random buttons. And one of the buttons was to heat it up. And it was set to, I think, 300, 350, and it got there pretty much instantly. So there's no more waiting around forever to have these things heat up. Now this is brilliant. I'm going to actually throw this into my drone bag, because there was an incident the other day when I was out whereby I'd had a crash and one of the wires had come off, and it was a dead simple, easy, straightforward job to do. But as mentioned, I only had a desktop soldering iron, which is brilliant, and it reaches temperatures of 900 degrees and it reaches them instantaneously. Fantastic. Except if I'm in the middle of a forest or a field or a chute, that doesn't help me, does it? This thing can be powered from a LiPo. And the video that I showed earlier on, where it instantly reaches the temperature, was powered from a 6S LiPo. Now, the tips that come with this, it comes with a variety of tips, and there's all different ones you can have. You can either have like the big chisel type one, which I'm going to use to repair this drone, or you can have the smaller, more precise ones for the pads on the flight controller. And I think Sequre do like a package where you can actually either buy them individually or buy them as a pack. To be honest with you, if you're just buying this for FPV, my advice is the two tips that I've got here are the tips to have, and only the tip. No, I shouldn't make that joke. Stop right there. Carry on with the review. And as I've shown in the video, it's so simple to change the tip. Let it cool down, obviously. Unscrew the screw on the top halfway out, pull the tip out, put the other one in, screw it back in, and that's literally it. Like, the desktop soldering I've got is actually more convoluted to change the tips, believe it or not. Now, I appreciate that my European friends and my American friends speak a different language. We both proclaim to speak English, but that is clearly not the case, because in America we use Fahrenheit, or they use Fahrenheit. Sorry, I'm starting a war already. They use Fahrenheit, and in Europe we use Celsius. The great thing with this is you can switch between the two. So it will tell you. And obviously you can increase the brightness of the screen. You can decrease the brightness of the screen. You can set timeouts. You can also, and this is going to blow your mind because it blew my mind, upgrade the firmware of your soldering iron via an SD card. That's right. Wait, hang on. Let me double check that. Sorry, no, not an SD card, a USB cable. So you can actually upgrade the firmware via a USB cable as and when Sequire replace the firmware. I never thought in this day and age, in any day and age, that we would have a soldering iron that you plug in and update the firmware of. I'm from the 80s. I was into RC ever since I was a tiny little child, and I had a Tamiya Bigfoot as one of my first proper RC vehicles. That thing did about 4 miles per hour, took 12 hours to charge batteries, and they lasted about 15 minutes. I wish back then we had things like this. I always used to say, oh, if only I could invent a camera and I could put my camera onto my controller and see where my RC car's going. I cannot believe in my lifetime we have got to a stage whereby we have soldering irons with firmware in them back from the 80s where I was. It just blows my mind. Off on a tangent, sorry for the history lesson, but genuinely the way that technology has improved is pretty unbelievable. And I'm middle-aged now, and eventually I'm going to be old age, and I dread to think how far the technology goes by the time I'm an old man and my kids become my age. It's just wild. So you can change the temperature, as well as obviously telling you whether it's Celsius or Fahrenheit. You can change the temperature in 1s, 5s, 50s, and it will retain those settings when you turn it off. So you can set it to, generally speaking, I will have it set to 450 for FPV work. When you turn it off, it'll save that setting so that when you turn it back on and press the power button, it then will go back up to that preset temperature. So you can also have like a sleep function whereby if it doesn't detect any, again, this is where it comes into that technology. The level of technology that this little soldering iron has is crazy, but it's got an accelerometer in it. So if it doesn't detect that it's moving after so long, it then shuts down the heating element and cools itself down until you pick it up, and when it realizes that it's been moved again, it reheats itself. Just give it a bit of a shake and away it goes. So I have included in this video footage of me fixing the 5-inch. It isn't the best footage, I'll hold my hands up and say, but at the minute I am sort of renovating the area where I'm filming these videos, so it was a bit difficult. It was a bit of a challenge, and one of the wires, because of the crash, is a bit too short, so the soldering job that I've done isn't the best. I'm capable of far more. But what I will say is that this thing heats up so quick and provides such an even amount of temperature through the tip that changing those motor wires was genuinely effortless. And I always try and put negative points in my reviews, or bad points, or less favourable points, because I don't want it to sound like, oh, I've been given something for free and now I'm going to gush over it, drop a link and everyone's going to buy it, because that's not what I'm about. But I'm genuinely struggling to find a negative about it. Now, potentially, I guess Sequre could include more tips as standard. That's one thing. Maybe, I don't know if they have a package whereby you could get all the tips, an AC adapter and everything. I don't know. I don't know if that's they even do something like that, but that may be something to look at. But this thing is on their website for as little as $30. Now, the Pro Max kit that I've got includes a case, an XT60 lead for a 6S. I think you can run it on a 4S, but it does take a little bit longer. It includes one tip of your choice, the soldering iron with the 1000 LEDs, a screw wrench, a soldering iron stand, and solder, but it is lead-free solder, so I would recommend so here we go, we have a negative point, brilliant, fantastic. If you buy the SI012 Pro Max kit, which I would recommend, at 40, depending on which tip you choose, it's $41 to $45, I think. Yeah, between $41 and $45. The first thing I need you to do is to get hold of that soldering. Sorry, let me try and learn to speak English again. The first thing I would recommend you do is get hold of that solder wire that they include, pick it up out of the kit and put it straight in the bin. make sure you get lead-free solder. Or another one is the TBS solder, which is, oh, that is leaded as well, yes. I thought that had something else in it. That's also got flux in it as well. Lead-free solder, especially if you're a newbie, you can get away with it if you're a bit more experienced and know what you're doing. But lead-free solder is the route to destroying your electronics, especially if you're a newbie. So my advice to you is genuinely throw that solder away that's included. It's nice that it's included, and if you know what you're doing, you can get away with it. Otherwise, just throw it away. Buy some TBS or Kester solder. Those are the two I recommend. That's not a sponsored recommendation or an affiliate or anything like that. That's just what I always use. That's my daily soldering solder. Again, I need to learn how to speak properly, I think. So there we have it. They sent it me to review. I will leave a link below for you to purchase one. It is an affiliate link. If you are going to buy one, please do use that link. It will help Sequre know that they haven't wasted their time, effort and money sending this to me, and that I may be somebody to work with in the future. It won't, however, cost you an extra penny or inconvenience you in any way, shape or form. The truth be told, if they know that you've ordered from my affiliate link, they'll think you're a superstar, just like I do. You've been amazing. I've been Quads. Peace. Masterpiece Engineering.